I'm here with Mark Bernberg, Managing Director of Ray White Projects for Western Sydney. Mate, thanks for taking the time. It seems like there's a lot going on, particularly in the Western Sydney market. We've got changes in construction costs, we've got immigration popping off. What are you seeing?
We are seeing rising demand and with just not enough supply. You're seeing a lack of supply in the market, and you're seeing that through rising rentals, lowering vacancy rates. You know, migration is obviously popping. The figures are really happening now. The borders are fully open. They're talking about net migration of over 400,000 a year for the next couple of years coming into Australia. 50% of those looking to Sydney. 1 in 2 of those are now looking to either take an apartment to buy it or rent it. Where are these people going to live? There's just not enough stock. So we're just seeing demand popping right now in the Western Suburbs.
And so when you're sitting down and talking to a developer in the West, they've got a site. You know, what kind of conversations are you having out there with them, and what advice are you able to give them?
You know, it's all about livability. So, you know, I think the days of making these tiny little shoe boxes that people would live in is behind us now. People, and particularly I think it's what COVID's done, is people have that hybrid working model. They want to be able to live and work at home, but also obviously leave the home and have the community. So I think what we're seeing, and where we're seeing great success in developments at the moment, is where developers have put thought into how will people actually use the communal areas? How will they utilize the whole building or the whole development or the whole project rather than just their actual townhouse or apartment that they themselves have bought?
You know, so we spoke a bit about the nuances of the Western Sydney market. You know, we know it's immigrant heavy. You know, how do you kind of adapt your marketing strategies, online or otherwise, to really cater to that market?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, traditionally, if you looked at sort of social media marketing, it's what we find, it's the external of the building that is initially what attracts people to the project itself. But that is kind of just the starting point. I think what gets them to buy in emotionally into the project is, what is the lifestyle going to be like? What's the community going to be like? What is my morning going to look like? You know, if it's a large apartment block, does it have a concierge? Is there somebody to look after my Coles and Woolies deliveries that come in? It's small things like that where developers think about a small space downstairs, and then we market to that about the lifestyle that draws people into a project. You know, alternatively, when it's smaller projects and you're looking at things like house and land, it's turnkey solutions, and it's how you again market the whole lifestyle, not so much the product, but the emotion and the solution they get from that product. And I think drawing people in through social channels, you know, ultimately works best in the West.
Yeah, that makes sense on the marketing side. Are there any kind of nuances that you think about when you're kind of approaching the sales conversion process?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking sort of on the larger projects, having a display suite, the likes of which we're sitting in, is absolutely critical, because particularly off the plan, you're essentially buying an illusion. You're buying a piece of paper. And so people want the security and the safety to be able to come in and touch and feel and again, envisage what their lifestyle could be, what their life could be. And I suppose this is where, you know, off the plan and brand new apartments meets the residential market, where, you know, traditional real estate agents would have open homes. We need to create that environment. You know, they talk about the baking cookies and stuff like that. Well, we have to create that and those emotional attachments by utilizing sales tools like display suites. And I think getting people from online to offline is the critical key in taking a successful marketing campaign and executing a sales strategy.
So obviously we've been working together for a while now. How have you found working with Urban so far?
We find it incredible. I think what separates Urban in my mind from some of the rest of the property portals is the content that's created. I think it's really understanding the off-the-plan market better than some of the other portals, which were built on residential listings. But second to that, you know, it's the quality of the lead data that comes through from you guys. You validate mobile numbers, which when you have a sales team, if I have a lead with just an email and a lead with both an email and a qualified sales number, well, you know, it's a no-brainer which one I would prefer to have. And I think that makes a big difference, not only to the motivation of the team in getting good leads that are well qualified, understand the market, and also understand the off-the-plan market, which is different. And I think you guys have really nailed that and created a real niche for yourselves that we find incredibly valuable as part of our marketing toolkit.
Well, we're so grateful to be a partner, and, you know, I think the way that we think about it is that, you know, we need to be a real partner to the agents and be a partner to the developer, and sending leads where it may be just an email address or a non-validated phone number is not respecting the time of the agent, because you've only got so many hours in the day to make calls. You've got people coming into a display suite, and if you're going to step away from someone to make a phone call, you want the phone number to be right, and you want the person to have actually gone through some form of qualification for it to make sense to then be talking with the agent. So hey, we appreciate the support and excited to continue working together, my friend.
It's mutual. Thank you very much.